Charmi, am I audible or not?
Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Yes, ma'am.
Let us just wait for the students to join in. I can see only 35 people. In the meantime, I'm sharing the peer deck code with you.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, dear.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, actually two meetings have started. So some students have joined
I
that
think
meeting. So if you
no.
could,
Ask them to join this meeting. Maybe some student has begun a meeting.
okay, ma'am.
Right. Whatever the case may be, don't initiate a meeting on your own. Even if there is any technical glitch, I will be the one to begin the meeting. Okay. So please ask them to join this meeting. And now that Triple E students have also joined in, so you people should be ready with your groups for the presentation. Okay, so by this weekend, you can give me the group list. I think the CRs will be decided by this weekend. Yes, Vihan.
Ma'am, most Triple E students are unaware what the presentation is about.
Oh, don't worry, I will be conducting let me just brief you about it. In the meantime, I've shared the link to peer deck. Please log in through it. See, your evaluation component, I had to just give me a moment. I'll just share the syllabus with you quickly till the time the students are joining in.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, do we also have to submit the topics for the PPT that we will choose?
No. When you submit the group to the CR, right? You may submit the topic to the CR, or it's not compulsory to share the topic with me. I have given you the liberty to select the topic of your choice.
No, ma'am, there may be there may be two groups and they are having the same topic, so that might create a confusion. So
see, the possibility is very bleak because I have not limited your discussion only to this syllabus. You can go out of the syllabus also, right? So doesn't matter. Even if what you can do is when you share, the group list will be posted in the group, right? So there you will get to know, or you can ask your classmates if anyone has maybe taken up the same topic. And if you want the topics to be announced in the class, I have no problem. Right?
okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So Triple E students and ENT students, this is the syllabus that you have for this semester. And we are at present doing the first module, right? And we will be discussing the process of communication and the barriers related to it. And Thereafter, these are, as you can see, the different modules, though the syllabus is already uploaded, but still I'm sharing it with you, that this is the syllabus that you have in your that we will be covering this semester. Reading comprehension, presentation skills, visual communication, effective speaking, team building and leadership, digital literacy, and negotiation, right? Now, I had suggested certain books that you needed yesterday, that you wanted to refer to yesterday. This syllabus also has certain, see, the textbook is Technical Writing, Process and Products by Pearson Education India. And another one is References, a Reader-Centered Approach, Technical Communication. If you do not find these books easily, readily available, then you can go for Business Communication by Chaturvedi and Chaturvedi, Technical Communication by M. Ashraf Rizvi. You can take up the Business Communication Skills book by the Oxford publication. Right? So there are many, and for written communication, I always suggest Shelley Taylor. Right? I'll just share the cover of that book with you. Give me a moment. Can you see the book?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So this is the book Communication for Business by Shirley Taylor, and this is one book. Now, of course, new editions must have appeared. I think the 7th edition is also there in print. So Communication for Business, a Practical Approach by Shirley Taylor. It's up to you, but this is one book which I generally suggest. It's a wonderful book for honing or polishing our written communication skills, right? Rest, you can refer any good communication or business communication skills book which you find is you can understand or relate to it more. Now, as far as your evaluation pattern is concerned, there will be a quiz of 10 marks, an assignment of 10 marks. I will be giving you the topic for the assignment very soon. Group presentation 15 marks, group discussion 10 marks, and attendance, these 5 marks are, well, this is your earning completely. I have no say at all in it. And group discussion, I will be making the groups in the class, and this topic will be first discussed in the class, and then I will begin with the GDs. Group presentation, you will be making your own groups if you're comfortable enough. If not, then I will be making the groups. Not more than 10, not less than 7. Right, so 7 to 10, that's the limit that I have set. You're going to be formally dressed up for your presentations, and it's going to be a PowerPoint presentation. You're going to select a topic of your choice, one group, one topic, and you're going to distribute amongst yourself whatever. That's entirely your own team building, your team organization strategies that you're going to use to distribute the different aspects of preparing or working towards the making of the group presentation, right? And I'm going to judge you on the basis of your slides, on the basis of your speaking skills, you as a presenter, how do you handle the question answer round, the coordination amongst the team. Individual assessment will be there for the GD and for the presentation. In presentation, the only marks that will be equally distributed will be that of the slides. That's it. Rest of the marks will be individual presentation based. Clear? Anybody has any doubt? Yes, Parth?
My network is really bad, so I might be disconnected several times and might not be able to join.
I can understand that. I can understand that. It's okay.
Actually, I'm on a screen right now, so.
Yes, Parth?
Actually, I'm on a train right now, so it is really bad network.
Don't worry, it's okay. It's perfectly fine. Yes, Vihan, have I sorted your query?
Ma'am, I just wanted to know, ideally, how long should these presentations be?
10 minutes is the time that I've given. 10 minutes is the time assigned to every group.
Oh, okay.
Total 10 minutes, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Try to stick to the limit of the time.
Ma'am, I have already made. Ma'am, I have already made a group of 6 people, so yesterday you also said there should be minimum of 6 people, now 7.
Okay, Fine. Go ahead. When you're ready with the group, it's fine. No problem. Right? So I hope I can see 56 attendees at the moment, but very few people have joined Peer Deck. If you're facing any problem, kindly let me know.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, maybe write a response on the peer deck.
Yes. Please go ahead. Those of you who are logged in, please go ahead with your responses.
Ma'am, the discussion refers to the all the classes that we have attended.
Yes, yes. It's like whatever you have understood about communication, whatever you have grasped or absorbed about it, Triple E students on the basis of the brief discussion, your past experience, whatever. Yes, Parth?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Parth, you've raised your hand still. Let me see the responses that you're giving.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes.
actually, ma'am, my network connection is quite bad, so my peer deck isn't opening. It's just loading, so I might take some time.
No problem, Akshat. It's okay. Even if I start discussing the next topic with the discussion on the process and the other topics with you, it's okay. You still do put in your response, okay? Because the responses are visible to me. They get updated till the time I don't close the responses.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Right? Yeah. Okay, so as you can see, the wonderful responses that are there on the screen. Okay, that's interesting. Good, very comprehensive. Hmm. Good. Very interesting. Yes. Okay, so out of 52 responses, I've received only 39 responses. That is, of the 52 people who are logged into Peer Deck, only 39 have put in their responses. I request others also to please put in your responses, because you people know that your participation in the class, these activities, they contribute to your internal assessment as a whole, right? So let us just move over to the next part. That is, we were yesterday talking about the process of communication, just an overview. A quick recap: source is ideation, generation of ideas in the mind, and encoding depends upon the relationship between the sender and the receiver. How we change the ideas or thoughts into words and actions, or actions alone. And it again depends upon, we have to be careful about the choice of language, the choice of medium of communication, and the choice of the form of communication, medium being written, spoken, or non-verbal, and form, that is if it is written, then letter, mail, WhatsApp, chat, what, or if it is spoken, then over the phone, or is it going to be a meeting, is it going to be a presentation, what, formal, informal, right? So accordingly, we select the medium, the form, and the language, which is depending upon the relationship between the sender and the receiver. We choose a particular channel to communicate that message, wherein we also need to be very careful of the right time, right place, and right manner of communicating our messages. And then comes the decoding. Here is the sender. The sender listens, interprets, evaluates, analyzes, and understands the message by decoding it, and this decoding again depends upon the relationship between the sender and the receiver, how it is interpreted or understood by the person concerned. And then comes the receiver, and then comes the response by the receiver over here. Depending upon so many other factors, the person gives the response or the feedback to the sender of the message. And we had also discussed that disturbance or filtration or barriers can occur at any stage. At any stage. Maybe your choice of words is wrong, the language you use is incorrect, right? So there can be any reason why your communication can go wrong, or there can be misunderstanding or miscommunication. You don't get the response that you desire from the other person. We also discussed that feedback is important, because if we do not get the feedback, we will never get to know how well our message was understood or received by the other person, because only the feedback tells us whether there was any noise while the message was being transmitted, right? So next we come to like the sender's role. As a sender of the message, it is very, very important that you select very carefully what type of message you have to communicate. You need to do an audience analysis, analyze your receiver. Who is the person that you're going to send the message to? What do you understand by you viewpoint? What is the meaning of you viewpoint? Using the you viewpoint.
I'm understanding how the other person will interpret your answer or your response.
Yes, very right, very right. The you viewpoint is when you place yourself in other person's shoes, when you empathize with the other person, when you try to actually place yourself in that position, that had I been given the same message, how would I have reacted or responded to that situation? So like we talk about receiver centric communication. If you want your communication to be actually give you the desired results, our attempt should be that our communication should be receiver centric. We have to make the receiver as comfortable as possible, right? So encouraging feedback, that is, our message should be encoded in a way that the person is prompted to give you response according to which is congruent to the message that you had sent, which complements the message that you had sent. and removing any communication barriers on the parts of the sender. So on the parts of the sender, what kind of communication barriers can occur? For example, if I am communicating with you or you are responding to me, so as a sender of the message, what are the barriers that you may intentionally or unintentionally, the barriers may penetrate in the message that you are trying to send? Your message may or your communication may become diluted.
Wrong choice of words.
Wrong choice of words, yes. What else?
Technical
Ma'am,
issues.
body language.
Body language, yes.
I'm not understanding how the other person will react to your response
Okay,
because
yes.
of past experiences.
Ma'am, your tone of
Yeah, that
speaking.
can be one. Yes, Shivansh.
Ma'am, your tone of speaking.
Way of speaking.
Tone, the way of speaking, very, very important. Like we say, most of the misunderstandings or miscommunications that take place, they are less because of the choice of words and more because of the wrong tone of the voice, which plays a very, very crucial role in communicating the message. Right? What else? As a sender of the message, I'm sure many a times in your life also you may have encountered situations where despite and in spite of best of your intentions, you ended up maybe frustrating or irritating the other person, or you did not get the desired response, and the responsibility was pinned on you. So as a sender, where do you think we go wrong? Where else?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
And maybe hesitation to speak the thing which we are told to speak.
Okay, that's one. That's very, and yes, that does happen. That hesitation becomes a big hindrance in communication. Apart from that,
Ma'am, difference in viewpoints.
sorry?
Ma'am, difference in viewpoints.
Difference in viewpoint, very good. Different perspective, different mindset. That is another very significant point, right? So these are some of the barriers that you have named, which we need to, as a sender of the message, we need to be, or maybe the choice of the timing of our message is not correct. Or the person that who should be approaching the wrong person, right? Or the place of the communication that we have selected as a sender of the message, that place is not appropriate. So, or the medium that we have chosen to communicate is not appropriate. Instead of written communication, I have opted for oral communication, right? So there can be n number of reasons on my side as a sender of the message wherein misunderstanding or miscommunication can occur. Now, when we talk about the receiver's role, listening, reading, and analyzing carefully. Now, when you are receiving my message at this moment, you too play a very, very important role. You have to listen, or you have to read, as the case may be, and analyze carefully, understand what is being said and what is being intended. What is the difference between the two? What is being said and what is being intended by the speaker?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
Yes.
intention is usually what someone is trying to convey, whereas when someone says something, it could be something completely different. For example, if someone is facing a problem, pointing it out might offend the person, but someone's intention could just be to help them.
Very right. Very true. Very true. Very true. That's what exactly it means, that we sometimes our mind is thinking something else and our words are communicating something else, right? So there has to be some kind of connection between the two. The moment your body is disagreeing with your words, the other person gets to know that you are trying to hide something, or you're trying to pretend what you are not, right? And you can do that. You can, if you analyze carefully, you can actually understand the true intention of the other person. And when we talk about reading, when we talk about intensive reading, when we talk about active reading, if you engage in active reading, you are also able to understand what is hidden behind the words, hidden behind the language. You can actually gauge the intention of the writer, even when the writer has not talked about it. When you read book reviews, what happens? The book reviews these reviewers, they do not just judge the words in black and white on the page. They also tend to get to read in between the lines, because they engage themselves in active reading, right? So that's engaging yourself carefully as a receiver, being open to different types of senders and new ideas. That's very, very important. We must avoid stereotyping people. Different people means different types of senders, different viewpoints, different kind of upbringing, different environmental factors that contribute to that message being communicated. So we, as a receiver of the message, I have to be very much open to the new ideas. If you are in the managerial role, if you are in the leadership role, well, in the managerial or in the leadership role, you have to be receptive to the new ideas being put forth by your staff. If you're not a good listener, or if you are not a recipient or flexible with the ideas that other people have, you can never be a good or a successful manager or a successful leader. Right? Even when you're conducting meetings, let's say, or when you start participating in group discussion, you have to be very much receptive to a different viewpoint or a different mindset that is being projected. You cannot, your GDs are not a kind of a debate where you stay put on the position that you have held, right? So you have to be open to new ideas, open to new perspectives. Adapting and adopting is very, very important, as a sender also and as the receiver also. If you're receiving a message, whether written or spoken or non-verbal, which you feel, which you haven't, an idea you are not aware of, an idea you feel is not feasible, but you have to be receptive that it is, even if it is not feasible, there is a possibility it might be feasible tomorrow. So don't outrightly reject the communications coming from the opposite end. If you agree to disagree, but don't try to emphasize that this is not possible, right? I think everything in this world is relative, right? Nothing is absolute. What stands today as a fact may turn out to be actually not true tomorrow, depending upon new discoveries or new inventions, right? Taking the notes when necessary. Why do you think this point has been, as a receiver, why have we included the point that it is necessary for you to take the notes? How is it going to help the receiver?
It's a reference in case anyone ever forgets.
Yes, very important. And this is very, very necessary. For example, at present, when the classes are happening, we engage in so much of discussion. Every aspect of the discussion, you will not find it mentioned in the slides, right? So sometimes there is that information, or sometimes some ideas click at the spur of the moment, that particular moment itself, right? It may not find a mention in the slide, and the person may not even remember it in the next class. So note taking is a very, very good habit if you have it. Journalists also take notes. The secretaries take notes. So note taking helps you not to miss out any significant or important information which is necessary in the complete understanding of the message. You miss out an important point and your interpretation of that entire message will be based on half-baked information. Providing appropriate feedback to the sender. It's very, very necessary. Appropriate feedback to the sender is necessary so that the person understands where miscommunication is happening, where the intentions are being betrayed, or where there is ambiguity or confusion. And it's like the list is endless why feedback is necessary. I need to give you the feedback where to make you understand what are your areas of improvement, or you're really good at this particular aspect of your personality, so improve it, enhance it, work on it. For encouragement, feedback is also important. Sometimes warning is also a feedback to put the erring employee or person in check. When we say nip the evil in the bud, sometimes reprimanding or scolding a person is also a feedback that you give, that you've done this thing wrong or incorrectly, right? Appreciating or being there to support someone is also a feedback that you're giving to the sender. So it's about how you're responding to the situation. That is the feedback. Asking questions to clarify the message. And this is something that we keep telling the students, that do not hesitate in asking a question or in acknowledging that you are not aware of something. That's the first step of acquiring knowledge, acknowledging that you do not know. That no is very important. Yes, I do not know that. If you do not acknowledge this, you will never be able to learn. So clarify, clear the message if there is any doubt. In the classroom, it's regarding the concepts that we discuss. In a meeting, it is about certain facts that are being projected. Right? In the interview, like in the interview, you can ask if a question is being asked, you can ask the person to clarify what exactly the person is trying to ask, or your answers should be such that they are very clear. And if the person asks you that, can you please clarify what are you trying to say, then you should be able to re-express yourself in a better manner. Though when we talk about interviews, we always suggest that your answer should be so clear that the receiver doesn't feel the need to ask you for a clarification. If a clarification is sought, it means your answer was confusing, it was ambiguous, it wasn't clear. Right? So the receiver also plays a very, very important role in completing the message. It is, like we say, not the sole responsibility of the sender of the message, but receiver also plays a very, very crucial role in completing his or her own understanding of the message. I have to understand the message, and I, on the basis of my understanding, have to respond. So I also have the responsibility that when I am trying to figure out the message, these are the kind of efforts that you need to put into it. When we don't put this effort, then misunderstandings happen. Then misunderstandings occur. Now, when we talk about the message channels that we use, they can be written, they can be oral, or they can be non-verbal. In one of the classes, some student was asking me, what do you understand by channels? So this is what we mean by the channels of communication that we use: the written channel of communication, or the oral channel of communication, or the non-verbal channel of communication, right, to communicate the message. I think this we have already discussed. What is the U viewpoint? And as a sender of the message, we need to analyze the prior knowledge of the receiver, the interest of the receiver, attitudes of the receiver, and the emotional reaction of the receiver when we are receiving the feedback. So when I'm receiving the feedback from you, I need to keep all these things in mind, that if this particular feedback is being given to me, why this feedback is being given to me? What is the reason behind it? If it is exactly what I intended, well, there is nothing like that. That is a perfect communication that you have been able to conduct. But if something has gone awry, if something is amiss, then you really need to focus on certain trouble areas. That why there could be attitudinal problem. It could be the receiver could have given an emotional response to your query or to your message. There could be some problem with the interest. The interests may kind of clash with each other, or maybe you are communicating a knowledge to a person who either doesn't have basic knowledge about that topic or has too much knowledge, and what you're communicating is too basic for that person. This is just one example that I'm giving you. Right? For example, you're trying to sell your product to villagers. It could be, let's say you are trying to sell the dongle to the villagers. Now, if you're trying to sell off the dongle to the villagers, you need to understand, do they have a prior knowledge of that? Do they have interest in it? Right? What kind of attitudinal or behavioral problems or barriers you may encounter from their side? What kind of an emotional reaction they may give to it? Right? This is one. Second is, if they are not ready to buy the dongle even after much persuasion from your side, these are the 4 things that you need to keep in mind. Why didn't you get the desired feedback from them? Maybe the manner in which you were marketing your dongle with them, that was not up to the mark, in the sense that they did not have much prior knowledge in terms of the usage or it was of no practical significance for them because there is no internet connectivity, or they do not have the laptops, or they do not have the smartphones with them. Oh, sorry, the laptops and or desktops or anything where the dongles are going to be handy for them. They don't understand its usage, right? So even as when you are receiving the feedback, we need to keep in mind so many things while we are receiving the feedback. I've already taken care of these 2 points with you, that we must assist the receiver in giving the response and ask for the response directly or indirectly. Any queries or questions still here? Anybody? I think it's pretty clear. It's not very complicated. Or if you have any observation to make or anything to contribute or share.
Ma'am?
Yes?
Ma'am, just one thing, I forgot to write my name in the response.
Write it now. I haven't closed the responses. Or if you haven't, then be careful next time. Right? So I have, should I move over to the next topic then, if you have no doubts?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, actually, I was not able to join in the beginning due to some network connection. So, can you please consider that? My name is Ishita Agarwal, 320.
Ishita Agarwal. Okay, okay, fine, Ishita. I'll remember it. Okay. So,
Thank you, ma'am.
yeah.
Ma'am, we
So
can't
I
edit
think
the
you people are
responses
pretty
now.
clear. Yes.
Ma'am, we can't edit the responses now.
Can you be a little loud?
Ma'am, we can't edit the responses now.
You cannot edit the responses now.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I think you have to
Trust
go
me, I
back to the
have
slide.
moved over the slide. No, that is why. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Parth?
You said the role of receiver. So
Yes.
I just want to add that every single pause is also important. Like if the sender is not able to understand something and he was trying to communicate with some expert, so he might pause several times, and the receiver must understand each and every pause also in order to interpret his problem.
It's okay, Parth. Your background is an apt example of how barriers can be, how noise can be a physical barrier in communication. You can type your response. It's okay. Yes, Sahil. Sahil. Okay, let's.
Yes, so ma'am. Yes, so ma'am. I'm asking, have you got my response? Because I don't think I have posted it accurately.
See, the moment you type the response, no, Sahil, your responses are visible real time.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Anshuman.
I would like to add one point to the part analyzing the receiver. And in that you give the example of the village. So in that particular scenario, I would like to add one thing. The social norms which exist in the village.
Yes.
The mentality with actually the mentality they are not allowed to overcome, or the norms which are just imposed on them by their elders.
Yes.
That needed to be.
We have to be aware of this background when we are communicating with them. That's very, very important. Yes, Arbab.
Ma'am, as you said, we cannot sell a dongle to a farmer because he doesn't have that knowledge. But we can.
No, I did not say we cannot. I said maybe if they are not interested in buying it, then we need to understand that why are we receiving this kind of feedback?
Okay.
Yeah. But you can please share your viewpoint, Arbab, what you were trying to say.
I was just saying that we can educate that particular person on that topic. Like we can make him aware of the importance of internet and what it can do to his business or something like that, and then we can persuade him to buy it.
Yes. So that's what I said. No, we need to analyze it, that if the person was not interested in buying your product, if you did not get the desired feedback, then what is the reason behind it? Something in your explanation was amiss, or you were too technical in your explanation. You did not pay attention to the language that you chose. You did not pay attention to the medium that you selected. You did not do a thorough background check. There can be a number of reasons, okay? Yes, Parth, do you still want to add on? If there is not much of background noise. Okay, so let us now move. Yes, Parth?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can you please repeat the U viewpoint?
See, U viewpoint means placing yourself in other person's situation, thinking about others, making your empathizing with the people. It is like when you connect with people, when you communicate with people, if you're trying to be harsh, if you're trying to be too emotional, you must keep yourself in that person's position and then try to understand that if same thing had happened to me, how would I have felt? That is you attitude. When the receiver of your information becomes important, becomes the center rather than you yourself, right? That is the you attitude.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, very right, Parth. Parth says that the receiver should interpret each and every pause also. That's non-verbal, that's the tonality, that's para-language, which is very, very important, which communicates a lot to us about what the people are trying to say. So the next aspect that we're going to focus on is the barriers, the noise that we have been discussing so much, that how do we get to know that there is something amiss, something wrong with our communication. The feedback tells us about it, and the feedback only tells us that there was some noise, some adulteration of the message that took place. So before we go over to the discussion of the different barriers that we encounter, I would like you people to go through this video. Is it audible?
Ma'am, it is audible.
It is audible, ma'am.
The window is full.
Excuse me? Hello? Hey! I'm a human being. If you don't want to help, at least say so.
Hello, I am deaf. I may have trouble comprehending you. Thank you for your consideration. Usually, I'd read your lips to understand you.
Oh.
If you like, you could let this convert your speech to text for me.
Okay. Could you tell me how to get to it?
Want to try again?
Attention passengers, all is well. Thank you.
Low power shutting down.
Oh, yay!
Attention passengers, line 4 is delayed for 1 hour. Thank you.
Okay, so what did you notice here? What happened?
It was the same case as in Parth's case, I guess.
It was very much the same case as in case of Parth. Yeah, very true, very true. Anything else that you noticed?
In the beginning, the lady rushed to judgment too soon.
Yeah, in the beginning she rushed to judgment. Very true. This is what most of us end up doing, isn't it? Yes. Anything else that you noticed?
Ma'am, could fumbling be also added to a communication barrier?
Fumbling can be, yes, at times it can. When you fumble for words, sometimes you may be very let's say an expert on a topic, but because just at that particular moment you're fumbling, The other person may misunderstand you. Right? Maybe out of nervousness, or at that moment you're not very well prepared, or you were not expecting that kind of a question or a query. Then it can, if the other person has misunderstood you or created a wrong image of you. Then, yes, Vihan.
Also, they did seem to try to want to overcome their barriers, even though they had a lot of unfortunate circumstances like the PA system and the train and everything. They did make an actual effort to communicate with each other, no matter with sign language, etc. So they used all the different types of
Different ways
communication.
of, yes, connecting and communicating with each other. Yes, Prapti?
Ma'am, and we also saw how the cultural background from which she came, those norms, they also became a barrier in her communication.
Yes, that also, because of course she couldn't take off, I think
Take
that's
off the
hijab that we call it.
yes,
Yeah. Right? Yes, that's very true. Yes, Divyam?
Ma'am, when verbal communication failed, they resorted to non-verbal, and that succeeded.
Yeah, very true. So they resorted to non-verbal communication when the verbal communication failed. So they looked for that. Yes, Aditya?
Ma'am, in the end, the girl was hesitating to talk because
In
of
the end, she was hesitating to
talk to the lady
yes,
because
that was something that what did you notice in that last one? See, last moment, you know, when that last announcement was made that the train is delayed by an hour. What happened?
she
Yes.
felt it was her mistake that that the train is gone.
Okay, that's one interpretation. Yes. Yes, Sudiksha?
Ma'am, we see here how technology can be a boon and a bane at the same time.
Exactly. Technology also, how it can be you know, beneficial, and how it can also fail you when you need it the most.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? And how technology also becomes a barrier in communication. It cannot be foolproof, you know, because of the that gadget couldn't filter out the other sounds.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Yes, Vihan.
Ma'am, you can also, it could also be because if you look back at the video at the end scene, the lady who is deaf looks like she is quite upset or angry, and so
Yes.
it might be because of that the other lady does not want to disturb her or cause any other trouble.
Okay, that's one interpretation. Yes. What else? Yes, Anshuman.
I would like to add on to the last scene only. When that small girl wanted to ask, but she was thinking, should I ask or not? Because already she was in a troublesome position earlier also, because of maybe technology and other barriers. So she was thinking, should I ask or not? Because the other person was already deaf, and now should I ask or not? And maybe 50, maybe 1,000 questions just boggling her mind. And
yes.
In all that, she was so confused.
She was so confused. Very true. That's another interpretation. Good. Yes, Arbab.
Ma'am, it actually also accentuated on the fact that the communication system is so well developed that even without speaking anything, they were able to convey some of the information.
That's another positive interpretation of this situation. Yes, very good. Yes, yes, Aditya.
Ma'am, maybe her height was also considered as a barrier.
Yes, you can say one of the physical barriers, right? She had to literally, she was jumping over there to pinpoint. Yes, Divyam.
Ma'am, the girl in hijab felt guilty because the deaf lady was already late because of her, and she didn't know if she should give her more bad news about the train being delayed and another hour.
Yeah, that yes, that could be one interpretation. Yes, Anshuman.
And I want to make out a positive conclusion that when she was in dire need of help, she just crossed every line, try to break every social barrier so that she could help herself in that position and just get out of that problem.
Yes.
So she tried every possible way.
Yes, very true. That's
through technology, through talking, every way.
Very right. And you know one thing, yeah, Sudiksha.
Ma'am, maybe in the end she was tired of all the work, so she left it there and then, and she was like,
Yes.
let's just let it go.
I was about to say the same, that if you notice her body language at the end, her body language is like as if like it is useless, that it is going to be again too much of an effort to make her explain what this announcement is, or she was as if unable to understand. Now the gadget is not functioning. In what other way will I be able to tell her that the train is delayed by this much of time? Right. So that kind of thinking, and because of which she just gave up. Okay, fine, let it be. That's what even I felt. So that's another way of interpreting it. Good. Arbab, is there anything else you want to say?
No, ma'am, I forgot to answer.
Right. So see, this one little clipping that I showed you, and you people were able to interpret it in so many different ways. You people could go through, you people found out that how many barriers were in place, or this particular clipping actually, it showcased so many different aspects of communication. So when we talk about communication, see, it is always commonly understood that when communication takes place, when communication happens, it is only very rarely that the message is passed on to the other person and understood without any dilution, or without any problem, or without any barrier in that particular message. It could be at max say yes and no type of communication, which can be very clear in terms of what is your name, my name is this, right? Otherwise there is some reason why what was the name of that movie, Pink, I believe, where Amitabh Bachchan plays the role of a lawyer, where these
Yes,
girls,
ma'am.
that's
Yes,
Pink,
yes.
no?
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
the basic theme of that movie is that when a girl says no, it means no. Now very simple question, no? And I wouldn't say girl, anybody. A no means a no. Now, why the need do you think to emphasize, to make a whole movie around this particular question, that a no means no? There is no other interpretation of the word no. There is some reason, that there is some kind of very strong miscommunication, or a message messages that do the round of our social cycle, that the no by a woman is not taken or interpreted as a no. Yes, Vihan.
Ma'am, it could also, the fact that they created a movie could also be because they have to do it towards a certain target audience. And most
Yes.
people won't listen if it's just given as some sort of lecture or something. So they have to
Yes.
tailor it into a movie to make sure that that's the only way that people will actually listen. So
Yes,
they're using the
yes.
movie to make a point.
Make a point. So my reason was that why they have selected this as a point. Why this particular theme? Yes, Anshuman.
As you cited the example of movie Pink, I would just want to cite the example of movie Pokhran, when at the last the government official sends a message in such a way that it was only to be interpreted in the correct way by John Abraham, who played the role of that bomb expert at the site, to blast off the bombs. And no one could understand that language, so it was meant for that person only to understand.
Yes, so that is how you encrypt the codes. That is why it is known as encoding. The first stage is how you're encoding or encrypting the message. Yeah, very true. So, Vihan, you wanted to say something? Okay, fine. So why I gave you this example was that sometimes even a simple no, or even a simple yes, is not understood by the other person. Yes, Sadiksha.
Ma'am, maybe this movie was made because different audience, because different people decode no in different ways.
Yes, right.
So
Different
there's a problem in decoding. So they had to make a point like no is no. So there is no other way you can interpret it.
Interpreted, right? So the reason is because there are so many, so many reasons why people are not able to understand the meaning of that, and many people had a problem also with it. because so many barriers, so many filters are in place when communication takes place in the society. So in the next class, we will be discussing the barriers to communication. This was just a precursor to that. So whatever queries or doubts you have, you can come up with your doubts and queries later in the class. So till that time, stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.